All right, family, we back. Running a little late, but we made it back. I'm gonna try to give y'all about 10 minutes here. Um, guys, first and foremost, like, share, subscribe, comment. It's your boy Zulu Gutter, and we all live and back. Guys, it's a good policy right now to keep things to a minimum. Um, I stepped out last week. Naturally, I had a female with me, but of course, you know how I get down. Everything was set in stone, so that's that on that. But I think I told you I went out about a month ago and how everything was just dusty, like the females was just dusty. Same thing again this night. Go out, bunch of dusty females, and they in groups and they single, uh, or appear to be single. But I was gonna go out this weekend, but I'm thinking about changing my mind. I want to go see this artist Vivian Green, and I just don't know. Um, it's not really a problem, but my trip coming up, and I've been bored a lot. I've been working and working and working and grinding, getting everything done. Uh, got things done in months in advance. I'm pretty much prepped for the holidays, and that's another thing too. Holidays coming up, man. Not just your regular weekend outings, but with the holidays coming up, man, I'm kind of relieved, man. I ain't got no responsibility for a female. Um, I got my daughter, and that's it. That's the only person I'm doing anything for the holidays. And I know it was a pagan holiday. Da, 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 da. I'm doing it for the kids, man. I ain't got time to go through all that. But I can't imagine. I can't imagine it dating. I can't imagine it. Like when I do stuff with a female, I just plan stuff because it's set in stone. When I say set in stone, y'all know what that is. What don't need to be explained, don't need to be, said in detail. But I can tell you there have been some chicks that wanted to date me uh, since I let my main chick go this past summer. I let the concubine go. Um, I let both of them go. There have been chicks trying to date me, and they be going full blast, and they get upset when I tell them I'm not doing nothing unless I want to do it. So if I want to go somewhere with them, it's because I want to do it. It's not because I'm offering it to persuade them or trying to bag them. I already know what I'm going to do. But then it's a lot of other stuff that they can't get me to do. Like I had a chick so upset that I'm like, um I don't do the stepdad thing. I'm not embracing your kids. I'm not taking care of your kids. I'm not trying to be a stepfather to your kids. She's like, I'm not even looking for nobody to take care of my kids. My kids are straight. But it would be nice to over time to know they have a bonus dad. I'm not a bonus dad. I'm not a bonus dad. I'm not doing nothing for your kids. I'm keeping anything me and you do separate from your kids. And I don't care how long it lasts. That's if I want to go that route with you. So this is a new day and age. I don't understand what y'all are thinking out here. Y'all thinking that men have always been the same. We've changed quite a few years ago. Your kids are not a package deal no more. And not only that, you have to understand that men are going to have wants and needs and demands. What's up, Sal's? We in the building. Wants, needs, and demands. And guys are stating these demands up front. Now you still have the women who think they're doing something because they got all their male friend groupies and stuff like that, and those guys are begging to spend time with them and stuff. Those are the guys right now. The guys that are spending money right now, uh, y'all can call them simps, man, but it's a new. You got to go a little bit more into detail about who these guys are. These guys are the guys that are in the background. They're associates. They're not friends. They're associates. One of them may be the call up. You know what I'm saying, for the D and for the head, or you may have one for the money. Uh, one that's itching to go somewhere to spend some money to go out to eat stuff like that. These are the associates. These are the guys that still keeping the fuckery going. Guys like us who we just don't give a shit. We only gonna do something when we want to do it. Um, we're the ones that they're complaining about. Like, we won't take them on the dates and we won't give them a commitment. We are the ones who are stating our terms and conditions, our standards. So they're after us, or they're trying to get latched on to us, control us some kind of way. Uh, but when they can't get to us, or they can't get us to do the things that they want, then they go back to their apps, uh, the sites that they go to where they got their discrete profiles, the guys that's in their secret emails. They have to resort back to those guys. Those guys, now don't get it twisted. It's messed up that they have that, but it's a plus for you because it shows that they don't want those guys. They want you and can't have you, and they have to resort back to that. And then those guys are stuffed in safekeeping, hidden, uh, for just in case or specific use purposes. And the other good thing about that is it lets you know women that do that ain't shit. Just imagine one or more of those guys in there is free sex. So how is she going to present herself as something valuable to you when she's already behind the scenes slutting it out? And she's bouncing from dude to dude. She'll get slutted out by that one and then call this other one up to figure out if she can get something to eat or not, or go do something out of boredom with him. And then as soon as the night's over with, leave him hanging. And they try to hide all that from you. I have never allowed that. Doesn't mean I've been perfect or 100%. When it comes to that, they all get by with a lot of stuff. You can't watch them all the time. But I have never allowed that. That's why I have never been friends with females. Because, well, back then I didn't know how to play the friend game anyway, like I do now, if I were going to play it. But back then, I never was friends with females. I didn't believe in it, and I didn't tolerate them trying to offer me a friendship, nor did I allow them to have the title friend for me. And I also made it aware that I don't play that friends of the opposite sex shit. So I've been hard on them for a minute. So it was easy for me to determine call patterns, phone patterns, you know what I'm saying, whereabouts, stuff like that. And you can't stop them. I'm not saying that I stopped them. What I'm saying is I picked up on it and I did what I needed to do, disengage. But I tell y'all to tell you this is the very reason why they don't deserve dates. They don't deserve nothing. They don't deserve nothing unless it's set in stone that they gon' spread eagle at some point during the night if you decide to do something with them. But you have to dictate that. You have to let them know. Like I told y'all, I still use some of my methods. Right now, I'm a little bit more upfront. When I first meet them, Yeah, I'll talk to you for a week or two, but I'm not taking you on no date because I don't know you. You a stranger. I got to know what's going on. There could be other men, you know, and I make that clear. And then I'm, like I said, I'm diabolical. I do a whole package. So when I get ready to do something, it's already discussed. I'm smashing. We gonna do this and that on this night, and I'm smashing. There will be smashing. Period. I wants to fuck. Otherwise, we can't go. Period. And I'm talking to you for a week or two to build up to that, so that you understand that I'm building rapport, and I'm telling you my terms and conditions. No other dudes. If you want something from me, no other dudes. You know what I'm saying? And I break it down to them. No dude, the dude you've been sleeping with, no more. No call ups. Get your emails cleaned up. You know, get your apps cleaned up. Get off the apps. Get off the sites. You know, and when I say sites, you know, trust and believe they are their own sex sites too, for that casual sex. There's that guy for that casual sex. She's got a rotation. These women aren't innocent. Trust and believe they are not innocent. You guys got to learn how to question these females like this. That's what I do. That's if you're gonna deal with American women. I'm just telling you how I handle them. I promise you, I promise you, since since 2020, I've made every female tell me they felt like they filled out an application. And the crazy thing is, I still don't get all the information. I get enough, but I still don't get all the information. They got shit going on that I'm telling you, you will never get it all. Once you get a little bit of it, that just opens your eyes up to what more has transpired, right? I can tell you an episode this past summer where I went to the bowling alley, and as soon as I pulled up in the bowling alley with a chick, right, I get out the car. It's a dude and another chick coming out of the bowling alley. This dude recognizes my girl, right? And he pauses and sidesteps. He pauses so hard and sidesteps to start wanting to say something that his chick gets a lead on him, and he's caught up looking back and forth. Now, at the time, I'm staring dude down like, okay, like let me keep my eye on this dude because I don't know what's up. And I'm like, okay, this is somebody she know. I don't know, right? I don't got no beef with nobody. I ain't been in town but a couple years. Can't be me. And I ain't into the street shit. So I look over to my right. She is taking her sweet little time getting out that car. She don't want to catch up with me too quick, right? I'm not that far from the car. I'm like maybe about 3 feet in front of my car to the driver's side. So when I look back at him, he's moving his head in different directions, looking left and looking right. Then he put his hand on his chin, put his head down, and he walk off, stomp off real fast, catch up with his chick. And he looked like he angry. All of a sudden, she magically pops up right beside me, right? Now, as we get to the entrance of the bowling alley, she steps back off the steps to the side and says, I need to smoke. All nervous and shit. You know me, I duly noted it. I ain't even bring it up. I'm like, yes, you know that nigga something up. You know what I'm saying? And the type of nervousness it was like some shit that went on, like she got caught type shit. You feel me? They caught each other, mad at each other, caught each other, but can't say nothing to one another, right? So I played cool. I go on in the bowling alley, man, with the bitch, man. And I duly noted this shit, you know. See, that's when I acquired the concubine. Right after that, see, I didn't have to argue with her. I didn't say nothing to her. You know, didn't really have to investigate it. The evidence was right there. Now, I don't know specifically what they did, but I do know it was fucked up, and she didn't explain it. See, but at that point, she's supposed to be like, "Look, I gotta tell you something." You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to be like, "That dude right there, because of this, this, and this, that. That's why that happened." She didn't do none of that. She's like, "I gotta smoke," and she, was all nervous and kept it to herself. So I'm like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get you some help. I'm gonna go get me another one on the side, just because of that, just because of that dishonesty. I don't care if you didn't cheat, or currently cheating. You dishonest. You'll hide something. So if you were to actually cheat, you'll hide it. Didn't even try to save face. But see, that's what happens when you pay attention. You pick up on shit. And what made it, one of the few females that I had talked with when I had told her about that incident, she said, "Damn, you one of them dudes that won't even say nothing." She said, "That's scary." She's like, "Oh, hell no." She's like, "I'd rather for the dude right then and there to say something." Most dudes would trip out. Some dudes would say it in a way to where, it'd be between her. You didn't say nothing. She's like, "Yeah, you ferocious." But you do to them what they do to you, and then you get rid of them. That's why they don't deserve nothing, man, unless it's serving you. Like I said, I mentioned I set something up and I'll do something, but I'm gonna get served out of it. If I'm not getting served out of it, I'm not gonna do it. And I know how to cut the cord and wash my hands with it. But these women, we not gonna even get into whether they virgins or not. These women got some shit going on behind the scenes that you guys need to investigate a little bit more thoroughly. I mean, don't go too crazy with it, you know what I'm saying? But follow my process, man. Follow my questioning and stuff like that. It's for free. It's not a game. I ain't trying to say nothing. I just know a lot of you dudes is gonna be fucking around with these 304s, man, because they're all 304s. Trust and believe that. They're all 304s. If they're not an active 304, they're a 304 in a dry spell or hiding out because they ain't got nowhere else to go. They sit in the house with their goddamn pets because they done fucked everything up, let alone their bodies. Fat and out of shape. Don't nobody want to fuck with them no more. So understand that, man. But they don't deserve nothing. Like any dude right now that's not doing it the way we do it, and he's doing standard dating, fucking dummy. Waste of time. Spending money on a 304. Yeah, me too. Don't get it twisted, Sal's. Every few weeks or so, I got one on deck, man. You know what I'm saying? To release. But like dating, taking serious and consistently, calling and say, "Hey, let me take you here, let me take you there." Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Nah. Only when I want to do something. Only when I want to be heterosexual and bash something in is when I'm like, "Hey, let's go here, let's go there." Now I do my general calls and texts, some nights, every other night, keep tabs, but that's about it for me, man. I'm not trying to wife nothing. I'm not trying to girlfriend nothing. I'm not taking nothing serious. At this point, I'm not even giving concubine status out. It's over. I'm going to get straight on that plane and go to Ethiopia next month. And I will be going live when I get over there. And I'm just like you, Sales. Don't see them. Stack mode, don't see them. If you need to bash one, you know what I'm saying? We know how to do it low cost, low risk. You know, don't put much stock into it. Yeah. I ain't even amazed no more, man. What's going on out here? I done seen the light, and what's going on out here is At this point, it's pitiful. I can't even believe that they're still having the conversation between men and women just as much as they keep discussing dating. Like dating has been exposed. We have exposed dating over here for what it is. It's demonic. It is incorrect. It will ruin you. It is the process that sets you up for the marriage and divorce. Grape. I just don't understand. Every time I get on YouTube, the conversation between men and women, the conversation between men and women. No, the conversation is dead. It's done. Why are you dudes still talking to these chicks? SBE actually got it right. SBE and Passport Bros got it right. You still got a passport a certain way, but SBE and Passport Bros got it right. This conversation over here and discussing dating, far as practicing dating and implementing it over here, man, it's trash. It is exposed. It is done. People who keep doing it, man, I skip that shit on YouTube, man. I'd be trying to find some other shit. If you're talking about how to date seriously, like dating is valid, you're an idiot, complete idiot. If you're not telling guys to figure out the correct way to passport for their endeavors, along with women, including not just women alone, if you're not telling guys to do that, you're the enemy. Teaching guys to keep on dating, you're the enemy. Misapplying the proper way to passport, you're the enemy. Should a guy spend money on something he wants to do if he already has the proper agreements about how his night is going to end with the female? Not a problem. But don't be spending money on a game of chance. No, sir. No money, time, and energy on a game of chance. If you think you can court a woman here, by all means, that is better. But she has to be into the mindset, habit, and practice of courting herself. You can't court a dater. You have to court a courter. Believe that. It's a big difference. You're courting and the woman's dating. It's not going to work. She's got a lot going on and she's not going to focus on that courtship. It's not going to happen because she's going to be entertaining other guys while you're just focused on her. Courting is focusing on one person. Yeah, yeah. I'm in a different zone on passport, man. The passport thing says you got to be careful with because these guys, man. I mean, I support all of them, but these guys are getting a little carried away with not having no structure and not being able to. Yeah, 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 yeah. He talked about how, man, shit, my baby mama from New York, man, her mouth is horrible, man. Me and her do not get along. Man, I had to go in on her so many times. Finally, she just like, if I don't say nothing to him, he won't bloop out. You dig? But the passport guys, man, uh, I hope they don't mess it up, man. You got some of these passport groups, man, that may mess it up, man, because they get a little carried away. Um, you sobriety is everything. Like, yeah, they making it hot, man. They get, the outbursts under the influence and stuff like that, man. That ain't a good look. And then I'm getting ready to be 43 years old. I already claimed 43. I'm getting ready to be 43 years old here pretty soon. There is nothing that somebody, unless they're in a specific field or expertise or have education on something, there's not a 23, somebody half my age can't tell me about women and how to go about dealing with women. And then I had a passport before a lot of dudes already. You know, these guys aren't going over the step by step process teaching you um, in video how to go get a passport, and then they're not doing any further steps on guiding you on traveling as far as organizing the trip. What to expect from the airport to airport. Landing, taking off and landing. Um, how to book your ticket, trip, all in one, taxi accommodations, pickup services. You know, they're not doing a lot of different stuff, man. It's just women, women, women. Get your passport, get your passport. Do a live interview, a few women here and there, a bunch of guys on the panels babbling. Too many dudes on the panels talking too much. Then you have the drunk outbursts, lives and stuff. It's got to get a little better. You know, it's got to get a little better. And then all these guys going. I'm not going to the DR. I'm not going to Colombia. I'm not going to Dominican. I mean, not. Let me see. What is it? Brazil. I'm not going to Brazil. Those places are hot. They're gonna blow the spot up, and you don't really hear um, the majority of guys talking about I'm going here to deal with one woman or see about one woman. I mean, they're kind of mentioning starting businesses and to relocate and stuff like that. But right now, it's a little hot. They're getting a little carried away. They need to simmer down a little bit, get a little bit more substance with it. Yeah, the economics. They only mention economics in Colombia and DR Brazil. They mention economics in those places, but it's always associated with their favorite places to go based upon the response from women. This is why I'm going to Ethiopia. I'm going somewhere where the spot is not going to be blown up. Just I want access to the women that I like to look at, that I prefer that has those features. That's why I'm going to Ethiopia. I know I can still get similar results with similar looking women in Ethiopia without so many different passport groups going and taking behavior to a place to where that they're going to change the culture of that place in a matter of time. And then I'm courting a lady already. I have paperwork. I have K1 visa. It's called a DS-160 in one form, but it's a K1 visa. I have a DS-60 filed on the Ethiopian lady there, 26-year-old lady there. You know, yeah, 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 most definitely. Um, the Africans got quite a few different phenotypes. Uh, the Bantu women is something that blows. If you like thick women, thick curvy women, the thickest curviest women on the planet is Bantu women. I like Ethiopian women more than anything. I really don't need all that thickness, but Ethiopian women can turn out to be thick too. Ethiopian women, Sudanese women, Somalian women, and Eritrean women, they can turn out to be thick too. The thickest I've seen out of those is the Sudanese. That's the thickest I've seen. But Bantu women are the thickest women on the planet. You can Google that, and that's why I'm, you know, I'm gonna try to work with this Ethiopian chick. If not, I'll be moving around in Africa. I seriously doubt that I'm going to Colombia. I'm not going to Colombia. I know that now. I'm not going to Colombia. Yeah, I'm not going to Colombia. Brazil and DR is tempting, but I do know before I go to any of those places, I'm going to Panama. If I'm going anywhere in that direction, I'm going to Panama. Maybe Cuba, but I don't really have no desire to go to South America or the Caribbean. I'm going to Africa. I'm not going to Europe either. I'm going to Africa and Asia for sure. If things don't pan out with this Ethiopian chick, uh, I'm going because I've been dealing with her since late 2020, early 2021. So she stuck it out. I'm talking about she ain't even supposed to be talking to me. Yeah, Colombian women just got bodies. You know what I'm saying? Some of them got big noses and beaks and shit, but they do got that long hair and they got them nice bodies. Colombia to me is a place where you go get the. That's one place where you go get the chick and you bring her back. They try to tell you don't ever bring a chick back. You better off going to Colombia getting the chick and bringing her back. Too much shit goes on in Colombia. That shit is too cartel intense. I don't care what nobody says. That's why a lot of stuff be happening over there. Uh, Guys getting drugged and shit like that. So some of these places you do got to go get the woman and bring her back, but you got a contract. Like you know what I'm saying, like I said, I already got paperwork filed on the chick that I got, and me and her got a private contract. So you know, I do all chicks the same. I lay out terms and conditions. More so verbally on American chicks, but you know, it's American chicks, man. So whatever they do, man, they can skedaddle, and you just have to just roll with it, man, because they not gonna adhere to something in concrete. They just don't do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Places where you got the cartel active and shit like that. You know, the cartel breeds other types of criminal activity. You know, being drugged and robbed and shit like that. I'm not trying to go those places. So I'm gonna go to the good old motherland, and I'm gonna do the same thing that anybody else can do at the places that they're promoting the most. I'm gonna do the same thing. I had a $1,200 round trip ticket, and I had one of the best hotels with the second tier lodging. I got for seven days, $500. When I got the hotel, the chick that she was like, "This is so expensive." She's like, "You got one of the best suites," and I'm like, "Man, nothing. Like less than $2,000, man. I got a week's vacation out the country. You know, less than $2,000. Room, you know, transportation. This includes round trip plane ticket. This includes a shuttle from the airport to my hotel, the shuttle back to the airport from my hotel on my day of departure. 7 days. I got all the amenities. I'm straight. You feel me? Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I did that for the longest, man. Get money and go into the crib, except for working out. But you know, once I started making headway, I rewarded myself. Sometimes you gotta reward yourself. It's okay to smash. You just gotta tell a chick though, like, look, no relationship. I want a short term fling, and we can do stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Just trade off, man. Call it what you want, but you know, you gotta release. Just don't go overboard. Don't be like, "Oh, you my girl," and then you start wanting keeping up, taking her out every weekend and shit like that. So that's the shit you gotta avoid. You know what I'm saying? Last chick I went out with, I hadn't seen her in 3 weeks. And then when she came, yeah, we went out. We went to a nice little spot. You know what I'm saying? It was on me and stuff. But then, uh, pussy and head all weekend. Plus, she cooked, brought groceries in her own trunk to bring to the crib. You know what I'm saying? Put them in the refrigerator. We went out that night. The next day, she cooked. I didn't have to get out of bed except to wash my ass and brush my teeth. You understand what I'm saying? That is what I'm tolerating. I'm not tolerating nothing, no less. Not gonna do it. These chicks want to talk about take me on a date and I gotta do this and do that. No, we're not doing none of that. You are going to cater and serve and shut the fuck up. Let's talk. More cater, more serving. Respect. And my concubine is begging for a position of status again. No, you fucked up. You won't listen. I had to cut the cord. I had a 30-minute talk with her, and I just told her about herself. Told her how childish and teenage like she was. That's how most of them are, man. You're only dealing with grown ass teenagers full of hormones and impulses and shit. When they get bored and shit, they get into mischief. And when they get into mischief, they could be disrespecting you or somebody else, crossing somebody else, burning bridges, man. That's what they do. But we about to end this stream, man. Don't do anything for these chicks, man, on a serious level, and do not be doing anything in the confines of practicing dating. Dating has been exposed. It needs to stop being talked about. There needs to be a campaign on YouTube boycotting dating. If you're going to do anything, bring back courting and contract, self-private contracts along with courting. It needs to be stopped. There needs to be a campaign against dating. It needs to start today. It needs to start tonight. This is your boy Zulu Girl. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm going to holler at y'all later.